Yo, 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 yo. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the wait. Just Mr. Storm. What's up, Brad? What's up? Bushida, Steve, Nellison, Mud, Wisely. What's up, y'all? Big shout out to the YouTube members. Always want to show appreciation to y'all. It just was made. It was made to my attention. What's up, ETG? That there was a new video out by Trader PC. So you guys probably know him. I think I've heard of the name just being in like the anime gaming sphere over the years. I've seen this dude before, seen some of his videos, and same with Avatar Yaya. I've also seen his stuff, and he also made a video Bleach 8 months later. Now, as you can see in the beginning here, I only watched a little bit of it, maybe like I think 30 seconds. And I was like, you know what? It probably makes sense for me to just react to it, you know, given my position and stuff. But I'd rather do this together as a group with y'all than actually like do a separate joint, like just me. Because it's always interesting to see what you guys think too, given that you guys also, you know, love Bleach. You love it for what it is, you know, so I'm down to just straight up, you know, hop into the reaction here. I'm definitely doing something different, doing this on stream, but I think it'll be pretty interesting just to see what this guy has to say, especially since it was brought to my attention specifically that this is to notify TAMSOFT about some things that we would like to be changed. Because as it stands now, y'all, we ain't getting nothing. This is the end. We, you know, like, there's only really 2 dates that are important. Yuha came out December 3rd. So realistically, if we're going by that schedule, you know, February 3rd is when we would receive the next DLC, or possibly the week after. If we don't get something early February, then the last date is March 21st. And if March 21st comes here and we don't get any information, then Bleach is cooked. It's cooked. I personally don't think it's gonna be cooked, y'all. That's not really what I think is gonna happen. I think what's going to probably happen is they are going to announce something. We are gonna get a season 2 because Bandai is known to create season passes for games that are successful. And Bleach was a successful game. You know, its release was crap, but it was successful. You know, the finance report over in Japan shows that the game made a lot of money. So, you know, money rules the world. I'll take Ganju DLC at this point. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah, Curse Clash had 2 seasons. And Bleach sold well. Now, granted, JJK is bigger than Bleach at the moment. You can't argue that. JJK is the biggest anime, or probably like second, because Demon Slayer is also pretty up there. But it's, you know, they're up there. They're up there when it comes to popularity and how much money they're gonna pull in through merchandising and, you know, things like that. So JJK got the seasons, but that game wasn't that great either. So hey, you know, I personally think Rebirth of Souls is better than Curse Clash. I think most people can agree with that who have played both. But yeah, I'd rather share my opinions with the community, see what you guys think, instead of it just being a reaction video of just me. But yeah, I'm excited to hop into this. I'm over here yapping and yapping about it. Yeah, Brad, you got to get that guide out. You got to get that Neutra guide out. But yeah, let me just make sure everything's good and I can get this started. This is, once again, before I start this up, this is Trader PC. Shout out to him. He does anime gaming stuff too, but I'm pretty sure he's a PC guy, so you know he doesn't really have that console community. But yeah, this is his video about what's actually wrong in Bleach Rebirth of Souls. So let's hop right into it.
About a month ago, I was reached out by the Bleach Rebirth of Souls community to try and save their beloved game. I for one don't actually think my channel is popular enough to even be on the radar of Bandai Namco, but a few days later you guys tagged me and I actually did talk with a person that worked on the game. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to sell out my source, nor will I share anything that could get him into trouble, and I got nothing to prove that it actually happened, so whether you believe me or not is entirely up to you. I also wanna point out that even if my source agrees with everything you guys are asking for, the decision is not his to make. Usually there are multiple parties involved when it comes to any type of change to a game, especially anime games. Now I did make a community post on my YouTube channel and on a couple of Discord servers where everyone could give their request, and I did ask you guys to only request general changes and explain it as easy as possible, which for some reason more.
Oh my God, look at, oh, we see Fang. I got Dex in there, CPT. Wow. Okay, so there's a good amount of people. These are people known in the community who have played the game from the beginning. They know the ins and outs and what can, you know, what should be changed. For the most part, you can trust what they're saying here. But looking at just some of these things here, guys, everyone please make a request. Asking for Cayenne buffs. No, I don't agree with that. It went by too fast to really break down, but it seems like this guy has some type of pull where he can speak to an employee who's made the game. I think that's interesting. To be able to have that kind of pull is actually pretty invaluable. Hopefully the stuff that they gave was, you know, positive for the game and it gets pushed through.
Ignored. I'm not gonna include character buffs or nerfs at all.
Yeah,
because
I don't think character balance is something you should be included either. It's not that, let them do that, you know what I mean? But when we're talking about system changes, we're talking about features. So let's just hear, before I go on my rant about that, I just want to hear what they got to say.
I think it would be pointless, but because I'm just not that good anymore in the game, I don't think I could accurately represent all the changes you guys want, and also because we have no way to test these changes. For all we know, we could completely break the game and there's no guarantee that we'll get another update. Hell, even this video doesn't guarantee that we'll get another update. I was actually part of those people that gave feedback about the first Demon Slayer game, and Globku said it the best in his balance video.
We don't have a way to playtest this. There's a chance we might break the game more than fix it. And without a chance to playtest it, there's no going back after this happens. It's also a bit disrespectful, I think, to just say, yo, buff this dash speed, nerf this range. I think it maybe shows a lack of trust in the development team.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what we mean to do.
This is a common Globku W. He's 100% right about that. No matter how much we want changes to happen, you have to trust that the dev team can somewhat put things together the way that we'd expect them to do it, or do things completely differently. Who would have thought that taking Kompaku, right? Taking Kompaku in the red would give us reverse. That's not something anybody would have thought of, but they made that change and we loved it. So, you know, they prove that they can cook. Look at their DLC characters. Their DLC characters are absolutely insane. All of them are very unique, very fun.
I agree with everything he says, and that's gonna be the way I'm going to do my feedback video as well. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the changes you guys would like to have in the future.
All right, let's get these changes.
The first change that the vast majority of the community is asking for is around ranked itself. In its current state, ranked is completely pointless, and I totally agree with you guys. Not only does the rank you get looks unattractive due to being just plain text, but it doesn't feel satisfying either. Right now, it doesn't matter how many times you lose on ranked, your points will stay the same, so the only limit to your current rank is just how much you're willing to play the game. And you don't even get a reward for earning a high rank. I'll touch on this a bit more later, but you could even reward players for getting a high rank by giving them some sort of skin for pretty much any character. There are a
Perfect. I was just about to touch on this. And this is actually an interesting thing, because when Bleach first dropped his rank, not only did it drop it like 2 months after the game released, it dropped it, matter of fact, it dropped it June 10th. And the game released March 21st. So almost 3 months into the game's lifespan, ranked was released for a fighting game. But the ranked actually released in a decent state. It had its issues, but at least it wasn't a grind fest. You actually would lose points from loss. People were rage quitting, and we were having issues with that. So they eventually implemented a rage quit system. But I think it was about the patch in August where they changed ranked, and they made it so that you don't lose point on loss. So now you got people with 90,000 points. 90,000 points is ridiculous, y'all. 90K. It's ridiculous, bro. 90K points, and all they're doing is just playing the game. Like they're not losing. They win and they lose. They don't lose points, but they win. They get like 150. What's the point? Why are we playing a game like that? You feel me? Look, I'm gonna go to the rank system. You guys can see right here. You know, I'll have it open right now. You go to ranked, or you got to go to rankings. Dude at the top has freaking 90,000 points, 100,000 points, and thinks he's the best in the game. No, rank should really show you at least somewhat kind of skill. Not who had the most time to play the game, but it actually shows how good you are. You know what I mean? And before they made that change, I could tell you this, some of the best players in the game were at the top. The top 20 people, at least like a good 90% of them actually were real demons at this game. Look at this. 118K? What? That's crazy. Yeah, they need to revert ranked. 118K, bro. 99K. Mind you, you only get at most 145 points per win, right? Or 150, something like that, right? Imagine how much someone had to play to get this many points, and you don't lose points. Like it's a joke. It's a joke, honestly. And they need to change that. They need to change that. I don't know what company makes their rank system worse, but they effectively did that, you know. But yeah, let's continue the video.
Bunch of fillers in the anime where the cast had an unusual outfit. I'm sure you guys could figure something out. The second change is something I've been yapping about in almost every single video I've made, and the community is also asking for it, and that would be to speed up the game flow, because in its current state it's still too slow. Whether you reduce the timer or give us an option to skip long animations, just do something. Aizen will start yapping and I could literally go to work, come back, and he'll still be executing my character.
That's true, that's
Speaking
true.
of skipping, why is it that we still cannot skip the intros?
Yeah.
Unless I'm misremembering. I'm pretty sure you can skip intros offline.
You can.
I don't understand why it's still not an option online. Speaking of online, the community is asking for spectator mode, bigger lobbies, and crossplay. This is actually a topic I talked about with the Bleach developer, and he actually gave me an answer that I'm not gonna pretend I completely understand, but the reason none of the above are possible is because of Sony, and this is not just a Rebirth of Soul specific issue, so let me try to explain it as easily as possible. As years have gone by, the cost of lobbies and its infrastructure became more and more expensive, so even though older games like the Storm series, My Heroes 1 Justice have a more fleshed out lobby system, it was much more cheaper back in the days. That being said, this is not the only reason. When you're maintaining these servers, that also has a cost which only becomes more and more expensive if you're increasing how many players specific lobbies can hold. If you add spectator mode, it becomes infinitely more expensive, especially if you add crossplay on top of it. You see, crossplay itself adds another layer of how hard it is to make these, but if it wasn't expensive to add the feature itself, Sony will be demanding money based on the revenue.
Okay, this is an interesting screenshot right here. I think this screenshot is very interesting to look over. Let me just expand it for a second here. It's showing PlayStation's cross-platform policy. For you to cross-platform a game with Sony, they're charging $1 million a month. Am I reading this right? Oh, now that's the revenue. That's their revenue. Oh, they shared. Okay, I get it. They share the okay, I understand. Oh my god, though, this is. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so this is what people mean when they say Sony is the problem. This is a problem. Why are they making it harder for us to play with people with other consoles? This is ridiculous. Honestly, this is the most unacceptable thing. I know people tend to rag on Bandai and TAMSOFT a lot, but this right here is kind of unacceptable. Like, what are we doing? Why are we making it harder for us to play with our friends? You know, why? It's ridiculous, man. And this whole point he made about like lobby systems, yes, it costs money for lobbies, for crossplay, for spectate mode, and the more people that play it, you know, that just, it adds to it. It's not as cheap as it used to be. But hey, listen, how about you make things we can buy? How about you make skins? You know how easy it is to make skins for this game? Literally recolors. I wouldn't even care if it was like literally like basic recolors. Literally let me change a shader so I could change Gin's outfit from white to blue. And I would be cool with paying for that. Because like not only do I want to support the game, but then also it lets us like bring individuality to our characters. These costumes they had in the game, yeah, they let us pay for it, but come on, man, like that's how you make your money. You know what I mean? If money is the problem here, then monetize the game. That's all you got to do. You know, monetize it. I don't see what the problem is. It really isn't that hard. It's not.
The said game is making on every other platform. Therefore, if you don't have some sort of bullshit gacha mechanic like My Hero Ultramble does, then you cannot finance the prior mentioned lobbies, spectator, and crossplay. Publishers also have an estimation of how much money a game will make, and when you look at Rebirth of Souls, even if it had the perfect launch on PC, with its current monetization, Bandai couldn't have financed crossplay.
Exactly.
These are not word for word what my dev source told me, but I'll put the link down in the description of the video that can explain this roadblock more thoroughly.
Yeah, so basically what he's saying is the game isn't monetized in a way to support crossplay and to support some of the features that we probably wanted in this game. But then like, whose problem is that? That's y'all problem. Y'all should monetize the game. You know, like why do you think MOBAs, why do you think free-to-play games make so much money? Why do you think 2XKO is going to soar and make mad bread? Because it's monetized in a smart way. You know, you make the game free and you make people buy for skins. Look at Rivals. Every character in Rivals is free.
But I do have one question if all of these are true. How comes Death Note Killer Within has all of the prior mentioned features? I do not buy it for a second that Death Note was nearly as successful as Rebirth of Souls. I know the Among Us hype was huge back in the days, but definitely not this huge. Okay, this was a lengthy point. Let's talk about something much more simpler. And I'm just gonna contradict myself with this one, but figure out how to fix Ishida Uryu. I'm not saying buff or nerf Ishida, but in his current state, if he tries to finish you off in his awakening, he can miss his finisher. How? It's a f***ing cutscene. Nobody has this, by the way, but this is my video, so if
that's crazy. You can still do that?
I'll do you one better just to piss you off. Yuhaba needs easier access to his moves. The character is fun. He got a cool gimmick, and if he gets reawakening, it's GG's. You pretty much cannot lose. But to get there, you gotta sweat hard. It is impossible to do it against someone that knows how the game works. And before you dislike and close this video, this was asked by the community, and I would have normally ignored this point just to stay on topic, but I'm doubling down on my last video. You guys can be mad if you want. The community itself, that still to this day plays the game, asked for this change, so piss off. Back to the general changes. Characters need more skins. I did touch on this point for a bit during the ranked explanation, and everything that I said there.
Look at this.
As well.
Look at how bare bones that is. Are you serious? Look at that. Hisagi literally only has 2 skins, bro. What is this? What is that? 2? And then some characters have like 8, right? 8, like Byakuya has like 8 for some reason, right? Literally just give us a hue slider. Let us change the color. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard. Like you go look at what's in the shop, right? Look what's in the shop. We have the 1,000-Year Blood War, Torshiro and Yoriichi, right? These skins are cool. You know, change to the hairstyle. You got the scarf on. You know, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, you know. And look, I never bought this because me personally, I don't care for the skins for these characters because they didn't change much, right? But Bleach has a treasure trove of cool costumes that Kubo personally drew. My son is into fashion, and the mangaka who's into fashion didn't get a game that has skins that plays off of his fashion. Come on, man. Come on. It's crazy, bro. Look at these. Look at these. These are basic. I mean, the 1,000-Year Blood War Renji is cool, but I don't know. They could have did way more. They could have did way more with skins, man. It's honestly unfortunate.
But I'm also asking for more alternative colors as well. Like, how comes Rukia only got a yellow alternative color? Are we that serious? But yeah, Bandai, if you need
Look at
more
that.
idea for more color schemes, then just look at Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Exactly.
You guys did it perfectly in that game. On to the last community request. Fighting spirit gained from dying is still way too high and the game favors losing. I've said this many times in my videos, but it is just not fun to play for losing. This is actually the main reason why I stopped playing Bleach. I actually don't mind the other problems nearly as much as this one. I could watch an Aizen cutscene for 5 hours if needed, but it is just not fun to lose after clearly being the better player. Now, I'm not saying that to reward the Ooga Booga gameplay mentality and to leave no comeback potential, but in the game's current state, everyone will be playing optimally. And to play optimally, you kinda have to start losing. This is simply human nature. If you have the slightest idea of how something works, you are not going to actively punish yourself by playing to lose. You will try to win. And to win, you gotta lose. I actually had 2 different type of people try Bleach that I know personally, and my test perfectly captures why this change is needed. One group of people were the ones that just came over to my place and were curious to play the new Bleach game about half a year ago. They had the time of their life, but I didn't give them any time to figure out the buttons. I didn't explain why you gotta kill someone multiple times. They just sent it raw. They played it and loved it. The other test was with my friend when I was in Japan for 2 weeks. He was quite curious how the game works and wanted me to make him understand what everything means in this game, and while he did prefer this game over any of the other current arena fighters out on the market, he did point out that it's kinda lame that you gotta play to lose. So yeah, Bandai, please make it less punishing to actually play the game.
Now, this point right here is probably the worst. I mean, skins, yeah, because monetization and things like that. But I'm going to give you guys an example. I played a game earlier, just earlier today. I'm going against my boy HBC. I'm playing Ikaku. As you can see, I have 5 stocks left, right? He has 9. He's beating me. He's beating me pretty handily here, right? In any other game, you would think, oh, he's going to win. He can't even take the 5 stocks yet because his fighting spirit isn't where it needs to be. He literally needs me to kill him so that he can kill me. What game do you know is like that? Where you have to literally lose to win. It doesn't make sense. You should be able to constantly push your advantage state into a situation where you can just win. You should be able to push. You shouldn't have to push and then like, okay, grab me, okay, kill me, so I can like eventually like kill you. You know, like it's honestly, it's such a flawed game in that sense. And literally the only thing that would fix it is if they tweak the fighting spirit. That's all they have to do. That's all they have to do is tweak the fighting spirit game and basically give us an incentive for wanting to like 3-tap people, right? Because as it stands, they're kind of ping-ponging between what they want in this game. You know, they're ping-ponging. It's unfortunate because they have a great game here, but you know, they're kind of selling the back with that part.
Those were the general changes for Bleach Rebirth of Souls the community is asking for. I'm sure I missed some, and knowing the community, you guys definitely want to voice your character-specific changes as well, so make sure to comment down below what else you want to get changed for Rebirth of Souls. But if you do that, you gotta like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. The other day I played in the local Demon Slayer tournament and actually won. It was a fun little event. Go ahead and check that one out. Hope you guys are gonna have a fantastic day, stay safe, and until next time, boys.
Okay, well, big shout out to Trader PC for making this video. Hopefully, you know, it catches their eyes. I specifically named this live stream TAMSOFT so that somebody from the, you know, TAMSOFT company happens to see this if they don't happen to see Trader PC's video. But I think there's another interesting video to check out as well. Avatar Yaya also did something similar. This came out about a month ago, so I'm a bit late on this one, whereas Trader PC's just came out today. But there's a similar tone to that one. But I see all you guys' messages in chat. I agree with what everybody's saying. 3-tapping is definitely, you know, what we need to go back to. I like the system too. What Shubunaga? I like the system. They just need to tweak certain things about it. Like the game stock system and all that sublimation and all that is cool. Like it's cool. You know, it's very unique. Something different. They just need to tweak it. They need to tweak it. That's all they got to do. Yeah, the whole Sony causing problems for crossplay is really unfortunate. Yeah, they did have it. They had it in that one patch where when you kill early, you get 2 reverse. They definitely had it at that point. All right, we gonna move on to the Avatar Yaya video. I low-key wish that in ranked competitive, every character would have to kill 3 times. You know what kind of messes that up? Some characters could take 6. The whole 6-piece thing. I wonder if the game didn't release with 6 pieces, how more balanced it would be. Because literally 6-piece, it's kind of balanced in a sense, because Kenpachi, for example, is weak in certain areas on purpose, because if he was good in those areas, he'll be broken. He would have a 6-piece, he would have armor, he would have so many different things. So it's cool to see that the 6 pieces is kind of like a balanced tweak in and of itself, because they even did it with Kira. Kira can take 7 now, you know, so it's like it's something to tweak. I kind of like that, but I do wonder if everybody could take 4 and 5. I wonder how much different the game would be. You know, I think it would definitely be different. Yeah, Unohana taking 7 too. All right, let's react to this Avatar Yaya video. Shout out to Avatar Yaya. He put out this video about a month ago. Bleach Rebirth of Souls 8 months later. So officially we are 9 months later.
Now then, to battle.
I like the editing. The editing is pretty dope.
On this video, it's been 257 days, 6,160 hours, and over 370k minutes since the release of Bleach.
That's mad specific.
I feel like it's a common trend in gaming for people to go, a game dead once they stop caring about it. But how is it actually months down the road when it's not the hip hype new thing? What has happened in the past 8 months with Bleach Rebirth of Souls? And since we have the final DLC character coming out later for this video, I can't say his name. You are... Fuck it. Y'all know who I'm talking about at this point. I always mess it up. I think I'm trolling. I'm looking up how to say it right now. Yuhaba. That don't read that.
It don't read that. That's funny. You got a point.
For Bleach Rebirth of Souls, and a lot of people keep saying he's Susanoo from Blaze Blue. So if y'all know the history of this channel, I might actually like this motherfucker. Oh, I can't wait. Now, let's talk about the online experience. Actually, I played last night, and my online experience in Bleach Rebirth of Souls has honestly been the best it's ever been in a play session. I played Bleach Rebirth of Souls for about 2 hours last night, and I was having a ball playing the game. I didn't experience any lag at all while playing this game, and I know this game don't got no rollback netcode. So,
no, it don't.
8 months with the team updating and doing what they can, they have made Bleach Rebirth of Souls a way better product, at least online so far. However, there still isn't spectate mode and stuff in the game, and to me that drops the game down heavily. That is most important to how you build communities and stuff like this. And it's crazy enough, we've been doing tournaments with share play and other things of that nature. That being said, I gotta tell you about what y'all don't know about with Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Recently, we just had Ultimate Burst. I'm gonna just say it. The biggest anime game tournaments every year, hosted by Gobku, and I worked on a lot of stuff as well for the event. That tournament, if I'm not mistaken, had over, what, $500+ in the prize pool? So people that be like, oh, game dead, game trash, heard her.
Yo, nah, pausing it here is crazy. Hold on. Yo, big shout out to Gobku, also Avatar Yaya too. Ultimate Burst was fire. I can't lie, it was fire. Production was cool. The games were fire. It was also dope to see that a lot of viewership for Bleach was really there. A lot of people were watching that joint. I ain't gonna lie, like, and out of all the games at UB, I thought maybe Demon Slayer would have got the most views or Sparking Zero, but no, Bleach was actually up there. Like, that's pretty dope. And it's a fire game. It really is. Like we not capping when we say that. It really is fire. But his point about spectate, unfortunately, is true. Like, the fact that when you're hosting a tournament, you have to create a PlayStation party, start the share screen, and watch somebody else's screen to see they match. Come on, man. Like, it's so wonky. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be like that, you know?
Community out there, regardless if you don't play competitively or not, there's people still wanting to see these games to some extent. It may not be for everybody, but for people that locked in, you do got a wonderful community of beautiful commentators, beautiful players, and Globku as well putting on that event, you know. And also, the game has been getting patches very so often every time a new character drops, which I think, in my honest opinion, if you look at it compared to some other fighting games, Bleach is doing it a way better. Y'all may not understand what Bleach is doing better than even some of the biggest fighting games right now. Bleach has gotten a patch every 2-ish to 3-ish months with every DLC drop. Now, arguing about the content and the quality of what's in the patches, that's a different story. Street Fighter 6 has not had a patch, and I feel like it's been almost 9 months to a year at this point. Tekken 8 is still stuck in Season 2 hell, and most of the player base is like, damn.
Oh, they doing bad.
Season 3 almost a whole
Tekken
year
and Street Fighter
ago.
doing bad.
We may not get a patch till probably February or something around the Tekken World Tour when it comes to Tekken 8. So they've been waiting. To be honest, I think a lot of the community is not realizing Bleach has done some things in a way that is way better off for its first installment. I feel like people be too hard on, just like TAMSOFT's first game, bro. First arena fighter with Bandai, I believe.
I ain't gonna lie, he got a good point with that too. He really making some good points here. The fact that you have AAA titles, right? Best legacy fighting games, and they're not getting patched at least like once or twice in a 9-month time frame is crazy work. Like, I think we do have to put our hands up and say, you know what, TAMSOFT, like, that y'all doing y'all thing with the patches. Like, we really have to show some appreciation in that sense, because not only did we get 4 DLC characters in 9 months, but we got a lot of patches that actually fix the game in a lot of in very meaningful ways. Very meaningful ways. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I am officially back.
I think in some ways we should cut them some slack. And in this patch, a lot of characters got a lot of adjustments. Some of my favorite characters to play in Bleach, which I will be talking about, are the ones that just feel way better to play now for my taste. For example, Yoruichi is the character that I really was going to main in Bleach Rebirth.
Oh, that's Baby Girl right there.
She sucked when the game came out. In this recent patch, they fixed her dash quick attack where it couldn't cancel into the spiritual pressure move 1. And also, they kind of buffed her where it made things more normalized to where her quick attack combo can also follow into SP1, spiritual pressure move 1. They also fixed...
But he did a lot more than that. He doesn't play the game as much, so he doesn't know, but I'm just going to say with their balancing, they definitely know how to take characters that are at the bottom of a list or middle of the list, shoot them straight up. Like, their balancing is very volatile, but I think as it stands right now, probably 95% of the cast can be picked, and you're gonna do a lot of damage. You're gonna have fun playing them, and they can feel somewhat competitively viable.
One of the biggest issues that I feel like was a consistent thing with Rangiku, another character I was playing, and that was my honest main. Her breaker hitbox was small as shit. It was like a die. Everybody else is this. And hers like this. Everybody else is this. And she can now cancel spiritual pressure move 2 only on hit or guard, which I don't know. That could be, you feel me, but it is what it is. Overall, the game is in a healthy spot. It's just that we're missing a couple features. Now, my personal gripe with Bleach, why it's not one of my favorite anime games of all time, there's some things that kind of like I'm indifferent about. The biggest problem that I have with Bleach is that it's too unique. The whole reverse fate thing is cool, but then at the same time, like as a fighting game player, like I don't want to feel like I'm beating your ass and then you losing get some like Sublimation or Awakening. And now
Yeah, the comeback
5 stocks
mechanic,
from you,
man.
and now the game feels even again. That's
So
not
bad.
No, like if I'm beating your ass, I want to put belt to ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's one little thing that I've kind of felt indifferent about with Bleach Rebirth the Souls entirely. And then a lot of times the game forces you to play a specific way. Like you have honest general strategies to just break or get damage, and it can feel stale out there a little bit. For example, depending on if you break somebody completely or you play until you get your Sublimation or Awakening, you can either 2-touch or 3-touch depending on the matchup and scenario. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's not personally my taste. Personally, what I would love for a sequel of Bleach Rebirth the Souls, and I know y'all not finna agree with this, I wish everybody just had 3 health bars or worked very similarly to Danga. Change the tools to be universal and better for the game to work like a closer traditional fighting game.
Okay, I 100% disagree on this. He said the game is too unique. The game is very unique. I don't think it's too unique. I don't think it's over what it should be. I think they kind of hit it out the park with how intricate the design is. I do like the whole stock system. And the thing is like, when it comes to Bleach, you just can't pick up the game and fight and knock someone's health to 0 because you'll be confused. You're like, why did I just do 3? Oh, I just took 2? Oh, he can take 4, 6, 5, 7. Like, it's a lot. It's crazy. The game requires you to literally do math, which is kind of funny. Like, you got to think about how much you're taking. Like something like Smash Bros. You see somebody has 3 stocks. Every time they fall off the map, that's a stock. That's 1. You can't increase that. You can't decrease it. But Bleach literally has characters that can reduce how many stocks you take. They have characters who take more depending on what kind of conditions they have. I think it's very interesting. I think it's literally one of its kind, and I think they need to lean more into that instead of stepping away, because it's just going to be like everything else. It's gonna be like everything else. It's gonna be like your freaking Street Fighters and your Tekkens and things like that. Your Blaze Blues. Like, I don't want that. I want it to stay unique, and it needs to stay like that.
And I'm sold. I'm in this all day. That's literally what I would want. But I know I'm in the minority. I'm the small person. However, this is the end of Bleach Rebirth the Souls DLC with You Are Ba. See, I got it right now. And I don't know what the futures holds, but knowing anime games and knowing TAMSOFT, they gonna lock in for either a DLC expansion of some sort,
hopefully,
or potentially a sequel. That's my huge theory at some point. And I don't think Bleach Rebirth the Souls sales did.
In its first week in Japan, Bleach Rebirth the Souls sold 6,079 physical copies on PlayStation 5. Debuting at 8. 2,185 on PlayStation 4. Low physical sales in Japan. A financial report was released about a month and a half ago, 2 months, stating that Bleach actually made a lot of money. So
bad overall anyway, especially
I think it's in a good spot.
In the United States, a big problem with Bleach, and why I got pissed off at the Game Awards, is because it felt like nobody covered it. You know what's crazy? You go to YouTube, IGN not even here. They don't even got a review. Global review right there. Explain that to me.
That's a good point.
It felt like the West did not cover this, and that kind of failed the game. It could have been on Bandai's end. Who knows? I'm gonna just say that. But they covered it and they disappeared. Like, where the review at? Why can I not find a review for the game? Lastly, a lot of y'all are trying to make anime games be as big as Fortnite or the Apex or things that just hit general markets. Number one, anime games have a track record of just being trash. Sadly, we know this. But I can admit, we play them because we like the competitive side of the gameplays we got. I'll speak for myself. And we get to play with our favorite characters.
Yeah.
That's usually why we buy these games.
That's what it is.
But now we fed up because now we losing features that second and third installments should have now. That being said, I think Bleach Rebirth the Souls is still going okay. And 8 months later. And if you're 100% interested in watching me talk about other fighting games, more anime games, because the next anime game I'm locking completely in with is My Hero.
All's Justice.
All's Justice.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe for more. Saboteur,
let's get it.
I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, W video from Avatar, yeah. Let me go give you a sub, bro. Yeah, that's a W video right there. I can't lie. Like, he made some good points. He made some great points. People play anime games because they want to play with their favorite character. There's a guy in my community that only plays Neutra from Bleach because he loves that character. Like, You know, like people buy these games for the IP. And it kind of feels like they're holding us by the balls by doing that, though. You know, we know you're gonna buy it, you know, so let's make a half finished product, you know. But I hope they change their opinions and how they treat these titles. You know, how they make these games. They need to. People gonna pay for it. They're gonna lock in on them. You know, they need to show us some love. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting to check out both of these videos. I'm not sure if there's anything else Bleach related I could watch in that sense. Going over Trader PC and Avatar Yaya's video was pretty interesting, y'all. But I don't think there's another video. So where's my shout out? Yo, shout out to all the people, man. Shout out to Val. Shout out to all y'all, man. All the mains, all the Kenpachi mains, all the Ukiora mains, everybody. Gin mains. But yeah, that's just some of the stuff that needs to change in this. It's unfortunate too. Like, yo, real talk, like the next thing, look at this. This is a 7 Deadly Sins game, right? I think it's called Grand Origin. This joint comes out, I think, next month, or the week or the month after.
The world finally regained peace. However, the Book of Stars.
But I think this is going to be more of a gacha that plays like Genshin. But this is going to make money. They're going to know how to monetize this because they're going to have skins. They're going to have characters.
For the new tale we are about to create. Together,
it comes down to monetization, bro.
Bound by destiny.
That's what it comes down to.
A co-op open world RPG.
It was supposed to come out today, which is crazy. It was supposed to come out today. Sheesh. But they pushed it back to March. But yeah. It's unfortunate. You need to see a sword. I'm tired of sword art games though. Every sword art game be coming out kind of mid. Wasn't there one that came out last year? I was looking at it, but it was looking a little rough. I can't lie. Yeah, there was one that came out, Fractured. Yeah, Fractured Daydream.
We're diving into Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream with intense co-op battles.
This had a 40, I think it had a 40 like player lobby joint. But these games be cash grabs, man.
Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream throws players into an exciting 4-person party system where you choose characters from a variety of roles. Success in this game depends heavily on
SAO is mid.
As the best team.
Nah, SAO is aight. It's aight.
Support characters, rogues, rangers, mages.
It's like a 7. I was going 6.5. It's like a 7. But yeah. That's all the Bleach Rebirth of Soul stuff that I have planned to react to. There's nothing really, I mean, nobody really plays the game or like makes content on the game like that, so there's nothing else to really react to. But definitely big shout out to Trader PC and Avatar Yaya. If you guys have not already checked those videos out, this is not like a substitution for those videos. Yeah, even if you sort by new, right? If you go to like recently uploaded, you're not gonna see like we got Shampoo here. We got Arrogant that made a video a couple days ago, but he does gameplay. You know, there's not really much to talk about with this game because they don't communicate with us, y'all. They don't, you know, it's up to us to keep showing love. Yeah, I saw Yami streaming, but I'm not gonna shine a light on him. I ain't doing that. I got Haley content. Haley content. Say hi, Haley. He being fussy though. Yeah, he gonna walk away. No, we don't do that to the chair. No, we don't do that to the chair, Haley. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Yeah, Air Game's cool. Yeah, I haven't shown Haley in a minute, y'all. That's my baby right there. Look at him. He tooted up in your face. Low key, if Six Shot scripted the videos about Bleach is a real fighting game and turned it into long analysis, that would be cool. Yeah. I don't. Let me see. Let me look at Six Shots. Let me look at Six Shot. He did a second one, right? But I told him this too. I told him he should probably have switched up like his video. That first video, he focused a lot on one character. I think it would have been cool if he did some like cool breakdown of like why, like the decision making and things like that. Let me see. He has Bleach Rebirth of Souls is a real fighting game. And I think he did a second one to that, but I don't see it here. Yeah, I don't see it here. That's unfortunate. I could have sworn he posted a second one to it. All right, Haley, you gotta go. You gotta go now. You gotta go. Say bye to chat. Say bye to chat, Haley. No? Say bye to chat, Haley. No, well, I'm looking it up. It would be on his latest. Yeah, it would be on his latest, but it's not here though. Yeah, he didn't post that. Or he did post it, but he must have taken it down. Yeah, anyway, y'all. The point of the live stream was to just do some reactions to Bleach stuff. Peace out, Haley. Appreciate y'all showing Haley some love, yo. You seen my video though? What video? Oh, your video with Soul Drops? Yeah, we saw that. Oh, it's a high level breakdown of noise. Oh, I missed that then. Hold on. Oh, thank you, HBC. Thank you. You talking about this? Where is it? I just passed it. Oh, okay. I see.
Want to do?
All right. Oh wow, he got 34 minutes of this. Sheesh. Six Shot. Sheesh.
Why y'all should put more.
I don't know about that one.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? God bless, praise the Lord. If you to watch this video today.
All right, before we start this is a reaction. This is a reaction video for high level tournament gameplay breakdown. It looks like he's reacting to my Rietsu Rumble 3. We have a Neutra gameplay. This looks like what he's reacting to. Not reacting, but breaking down. I didn't get a chance to watch this, so this will be pretty interesting.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? God bless, praise the Lord. If you to watch this video today, it's your boy Sick, and I'm back from the Bleach Rebirth of Souls video for you today. And this is going to be another reason showing off why Bleach is a real fighting game, right? And why y'all should put more respect on Bleach Rebirth of Souls, right? So, you're watching some tournament footage, Rietsu Rumble 3, StormationX tournament that happened about a week ago.
About a week ago.
TDK, Storm, and Wrath of Blood. Very great tournament.
Yeah, it was a great tournament.
Players. Shout out to all the players that came out, and we're taking a look at the
Golden tournament
finals of the tournament. We have some black guy versus Solo. So this tournament has a storyline, and hopefully with more tournaments, we create more storylines like this. Stay on the lookout for an announcement of a tournament coming up soon. But yeah, now that it seemed like we got the game at a very good spot, the best that has ever been, tournaments for this game will probably happen a lot more now, right? The showing that we've seen from the last tournament was like a very good watch, right? So back to what the storyline is. So the storyline is some black guy, and it's funny to keep saying some black guy, but some black guy faced Solo early in the bracket, and Solo was able to put him into losers, right? And some black guy was able to claw and fight his way all the way from losers and make it to the grand finals for them to do a rematch again, right? And if you don't know some black guy, I got introduced to some black guy during this tournament, and he's a very good player, very good Cayenne player. And if you don't know Solo, Solo is a Notoria player. I think he also played Renji as well, but he played none but Notoria.
Yeah, big shout out to SBG and Solo.
And he won his Deuce Land tournament that happened a couple days before this Rietza Rumble 3 too. So he won that tournament, and ultimately he ended up winning this tournament as well. But we're gonna watch some footage of the gameplay and break down why Bleach is really a competitive fighter, and y'all should give it a chance in 2026. Right, we're gonna start 2026 right. All right, let's get going. So if you don't know nothing about these two characters, we have Notoria, which is the character on the right, and we have Cayenne, which is the character on the left, right? They both want to do similar things, but for different reasons, right? They want to stay in this mid-range area and whiff punish and apply pressure for this mid-range area, right? Notoria is doing it in a reason where he could whiff punish, but then also he could harass with a move, which is a dash attack. And you're going to see a lot of those, and when we get to it, I'm going to point it out. And it's a dash attack that gives him plus frame advantage and starts a combo on a hit. Cayenne want to be more effective in this area is because he likes to whiff punish you. When you want to throw a button out, or when you're trying to approach him, he likes to like stop you in the tracks if you're trying to approach him. And if you're whiffing a button, he like to punish you easy whiff punish when it comes to Cayenne, because he has a godlike normal in his flash attack, which is his heavy, right? So let's get going. So me out the gate, they both backsteps today because they want to create that space, right? Because they both, in general, could beat each other out. So it's kind of like hard to make that right read in the beginning of the match when you have, if I'm a little bit too slow, even though he has the faster long range attack, if he's a little bit too slow, his long range attack could beat out his long range attack. And if he tries to do anything at all, this would definitely beat out his long range attack, right? Then there's he also taking a risk because he could sidestep out the gate and probably punish him. So it's all the mind games in the beginning of the match where you're like, I don't know if I want to do anything against this character, even though I could do something at this moment. So they just both backstep and go into neutral and play the neutral from there to keep it safe. So they're playing neutral.
Lionheart, let's get it.
Because in this matchup, forward movement will get them both destroyed.
I messed the names up there.
Probably asking, why do you just keep staying back here and sidestepping? Because if you do the wrong forward movement from their distance, it could get them both destroyed, right? He dashes. If he does like a dash and he does a flash attack, he could punish him. If he does the same thing, he may be. When Notoria is a little bit different because his flash attack is a little bit slower, so he may not punish him, but it could still put him in a bad situation if he goes for dash attack and stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of side steps until they want to engage. So he wanted, the Notorious decided he wanted to engage, right? And he did a dash attack. Now, this dash attack, like I said earlier, you're going to see a lot of, because this is one of his best normals, if not the best normal.
That's
right?
Noi's best normal.
Long reaching plus on block move that grants a combo when it gets hit.
Yeah, Noi will sidestep, throw that joint out, yank you in, and he gets so many different options off of that. It's probably his best move out of his whole kit.
Right? So it's long reaching. It's plus on block.
Yo, what's good, y'all?
Pulls the opponent in to put you into a situation where you're in a mix-up where you have to deal with a strike or a throw, right? So you're gonna see that a lot from Notoria. So the only thing is right there.
My thing about six shots, like like video. Like the video's cool, don't get me wrong. It's just I think letting some of the gameplay play first and then talking about what's going on would be more engaging. Because like we're not really seeing much, you know, like especially if like you're somebody who's never really played the game.
Be into that strike throw range, so his quick attack is not the farthest reaching quick attack, so it did not reach. He tries to punish, but his quick attack is not the furthest reaching quick attack as well. Even though it looks like it is, but it could come a short at times. He doesn't punish as well. Maybe if he went with the flash attack, he would have punished him though.
Scripted it, yeah. Scripted it probably would have made sense.
So,
or like necessarily, like when it comes to videos like this, you don't have to script it because it's about what you're like seeing, right? So, but I think just like letting it naturally play and explaining the gameplay as you're going along will serve way better for this kind of format. Cause like Bleach is already a slow game. It's not like there's a lot of things moving at one time. So I think like letting like 5 or 10 seconds of gameplay go through and explaining things like that definitely would be better.
We're gonna see he's about to punish him, right, as you see, right? But here's the reason for the punish, right? I'm gonna show you the reason why for the punish, right? The reason for the punish, right? When you block 2 quick attacks against Notoria, he's in like a tick throw situation or a frame trap with his grab situation, right? Where if you try to attack again and he goes for a grab, Notoria will beat you out. That's a tick throw situation where 2 quicks goes into a frame trap with a grab, right? So you don't want to really contest right here because you're going to get beaten out. So the smart thing to do is if you see the opponent stagger pressure with 2 lights from a quick attack, 9 times out of 10 he's going to try to go for a grab,
HBC, I still say Rukia.
So just backdash to keep yourself safe.
I ain't gonna lie, low key, we probably gotta watch the video on 2 times speed or like 1.5.
For the grab, he completely whiffs, and his flash attack is so godlike that all he got to do is just backdash, confirm that he whiffs, and just press a button and punish.
Damn, I don't know how to do that on PC. Am I bugging? Oh, there goes playback speed.
Damage right there, because Kai is a character that does really good damage, and he has very high defense as well too. He punishing right there as well. Let's go back. So they go back to neutral. In neutral, the Kain decides, let me sick up. So Kain basically, he has a signature where he stabs the ground with a water and like a little water shield, whatever comes up. And it has multiple uses, right? We're going to talk about the use that he uses for out in open. It gives him better normals per se. Like it enhances his normals a little bit and gives him more damage, right? So he does that. He gets the opportunity to pop it. He pops it. He wants the more damage. Boom. He dash in and he thinks it looks like he should have been punished, right? You see the trail of the hitbox and everything like that, and the move with the visual effect. It looked like he should have got punished, right? So he had a good thought that I could dash in and punish that real quick, but he was just outside the range and he whips, right? And since he whips, he's in perfect range that his flash attack punishes easy. And just like that, 2 combos and look where his health is at. That's how much damage this character does. Mind you, Notoria is a character who has high defense.
He's pretty tanky, yeah.
He don't do a lot of damage on Notoria.
He's pretty tanky.
Look at that, half health already, right? So some black guys also a very great start. So some black guy, he pauses up and this gives Solo no time to run in and do a dash attack and give him a plus range situation. So
great sidestep though. That sidestep was immaculate.
Different times that some black guy had some type of Notoria knowledge, and he's just on point, right? So the first time around, he got put in this situation. He got hit with 2 attacks, right? It was 2 quicks, right? He blocked 2 quicks. 1, 2. First time he was in this situation, he backdashed and punished because he went for a grab and he punished, right? Now, I don't know why Solo went for another grab in this situation, especially if he backdashed the first time, but he does it again. Maybe he just had to read that he's not going to do nothing this time. And I guess my thinking right now, watching it, is that some black guy had a read that he was going to go for the backdash. So maybe he thought he was going to dash in and do the dash attack, which is linear. So he decided to sidestep. And if he would have did the dash attack, he would have avoided that move doing that anyways, right? So regardless of the fact he doesn't do the dash attack, he doesn't try to chase down the backdash, but he does do his grab. This is a signature grab, and it completely whips, and he's able to punish him for it. So that's like a great read by some black guy, like for real. Just that sequence alone, and you see it, it's like I was in this situation 2 different times, so I handled it 2 different ways. I'm giving my opponent different looks, and he has to keep adapting as I'm adapting. And he able to do damage again right here. pops. Okay. So that time around, he tried to do some type of pressure, but Solo doesn't go for it. He just immediately presses the button and catches him. So Solo's finally able to get a hit off, and with this hit, he knocks the opponent away and pops his Sig, which gives him a hit of armor.
Oh, we got the blue out. Oh, great Hakugeki though. Grab tech
right now. Look,
pulled
look
him in.
Amazing. This move is. This move is.
Yeah,
amazing.
that
like,
sidestep light,
that,
that
right?
sidestep light from Noi is insane,
from
man.
a forward dash or from a sidestep.
Literally
right?
drags you in, and it's like, you're gonna deal with my mix.
Sidesteps and do a dash attack from the sidestep, which covers that range and brings him in.
Ridiculous, bro. It covers so many things, man. You pull him in, you can go for special flash attack, you go for grab, you could attack again, you could go for heavy, knowing that they might be scared and might try to backstep. You could go for SP2. It's crazy, like
where the light attack hits.
That character is insane, bro.
Right there, but he was just close enough.
Spoiler alert: he's like top 2 character in my tier list.
Yori, now you got arm again. You're gonna see a lot of that red tech is Hakugeki. You're gonna see a lot of those because the Hakugeki is armored. And Notoria's Hakugeki is probably the best Hakugeki period in the game because it has so much range on it that even though Hakugekis for the most part are unsafe, since he has so much range on his Hakugeki, by most of the cast, his Hakugeki is safe. You're not going to be able to punish it. But Kain is one of those characters that could punish the Hakugeki, so he has to start looking out for that. So that time around, he wasn't able to, I guess Kain wasn't paying attention, he wasn't able to punish it. So you see how, look, every single time, look how the Kain player deals with 2 quick attacks. Anytime the Notoria player does 2 quick attacks, he backsteps or does some type of movement option to keep him in a safe range. He never wants to stand in front of Notoria because he knows Notoria is so dangerous with his command grabs and his regular grab and so on and so forth. See, he goes for the grab. That's like his bread and butter situation now. Like every time he does 2 quick attacks, he tries to go for some type of grab or something like that. So he's ready for everything right now. So you can tell he plays a Notoria all the time. He's in plus range situations again. Is he going 2 grabs for stagger? He starts to try to apply something. He sees that nothing I'm doing. Solo's like, nothing I'm doing right now is working. He's basically defending every single thing I'm doing off of this. I
have a tier list ready. I just haven't made the video for it yet.
Step into this. Unfortunately, some black guy never just stands there whenever you do 2 quick attacks, and he gives you some type of situation.
I'm gonna put out a tier list for this game, and then low key like not play it for a while because I'm gonna be playing a lot of All's Justice.
His dash attack, which catches sidestep.
That's my plan.
He got caught. Gets knocked down. He fakes, runs in to bait something out. He immediately wakes up Hakugekis, and he gets blocked. He flash steps to keep it safe. Back steps. Now staying in front of you. Look at the whiff punish. Look at the whiff punish right here. Look at the patience. Look at the patience. Back steps. He sidesteps. He whiffs. Look at the range. This is no movement going forward. This is just the regular button. Look how much range that covers. And he was able to punish. So some black guy right now is just playing like out of his mind. Just out of his mind. Sidesteps that time, but he gets caught. So it seems like the way to deal with that situation is that after 2, you have to
low key
do another quick attack to beat out the.
I'm gonna stop this reaction here. You know what I'm thinking about doing, y'all? Because it's 10:19. I think I could do it in a reasonable time. What y'all think about doing a tier list right now? What y'all think about doing a tier list right now? Because I could do that. I could do that. I just need to get it up on screen. Rock the spot. Rock the spot. Keep it hot. Hot the spot. Rock the spot. Keep it hot. Hot the spot. Rock the spot. Keep it hot. Rock the spot. Do the two-step. Bounce. Come on. Do the two-step. Bounce. All right, we gonna do a tier list, y'all. We gonna do a tier list, y'all. Trust in the vision. This is what we gonna do. Let me close this out. Hold on, y'all. I'm just making a quick thumbnail for it. I'm gonna just show y'all real quick. I just made this real quick. I made this real quick. This is what it's gonna look like. I just have to make a quick thumbnail. Do the two-step, bounce. Come on. Do the two-step. Almighty doesn't work against Hitsugaya. What? Like, it literally glitches out? That's a thing? I didn't even know about that. I'm gonna end this stream and restart a new stream, y'all. Give me 1 second.